worn-out baseball glove in a small town in Ohio. Baseball wasn't just a sport, it was a heartbeat. Every spring, the local fields filled with kids chasing dreams under the warm sun. Their parents cheering from rickety bleachers. For 12-year-old Jake, baseball was more than a game. It was the only time he felt like he truly belonged. At school, he was quiet, often overlooked, his hand-made-down clothes a target for bullies. But on the diamond, with the crack of the bat and the cheers of his teammates, Jake felt like somebody. There was just one problem. Jake's baseball glove was old, too old. It had once belonged to his late father, who had played high school ball years before. The leather was cracked, the laces frayed, and the padding nearly gone. Each time Jake slipped his hand inside, he could feel the rough stitching scratching his palm. Still, Jake refused to let it go. That glove wasn't just a piece of gear. It was his connection to his dad, who had passed away when Jake was only 6. Every time he caught a ball, he imagined his father's voice whispering, "I'm proud of you, kid." But not everyone understood. At practice one day, another boy named Kyle sneered at him. "Why don't you get a real glove, Jake? That thing looks like it came out of the trash." The other kids laughed, and Jake's cheeks burned red. Coach Miller, a graying man with kind eyes, noticed the exchange, but said nothing in the moment. He knew better than to embarrass a kid. Still, he kept watching Jake, the way he clung to that glove, the way he played with heart no matter what anyone said. As the season went on, Atik's team fought their way into the playoffs. For the championship game, the whole town seemed to show up. The bleachers were packed, parents waving banners, little kids running around with snow cones. Jake's stomach churned with nerves, but when he slipped his hand into the worn leather, he felt his father with him. The game was tight. By the last inning, Jake's team clung to a 1-run lead. With 2 outs and the bases loaded, everything came down to one final play. The batter swung hard, sending the ball soaring high into the outfield. Jake sprinted, heart pounding, glove stretched toward the sky at the last second. The ball smacked into the webbing of his old glove. The crowd erupted in cheers. Jake fell to his knees, clutching the ball to his chest, grinning through tears. His team had won, but as he stood, he felt the glove give way. The old leather finally tore, a gaping hole splitting the pocket. The glove had caught its last ball after the celebration. Jake sat quietly on the dugout bench, staring at the ruined glove in his lap. He felt a lump in his throat. This glove had carried him through so much, and now it was gone. Coach Miller walked over and sat beside him. "That glove has a lot of stories in it," he said gently. Jake nodded. "It was my dad's. I don't want to let it go." The coach was silent for a moment. Then he placed a hand on Jake's shoulder. "Son, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. You'll always carry your dad here." He tapped Jake's chest, right over his heart. "And maybe it's time for a new glove, one where you can start writing your own stories." A week later, Jake's mom surprised him. On his bed lay a brand new glove, smooth leather shining in the light. Tucked inside was a note. "Your dad would be proud. Make new memories, but never forget the old ones. Love, Mom." Jake picked up the glove, slipping his hand inside. It felt different, strange, but also full of possibility. Carefully, he set his father's glove on his shelf, a place of honor, where it would never be forgotten. The next season, Jake played with his new glove. But every time he stepped on the field, he carried both gloves with him, one in his hand and one in his heart. Moral of the story? Sometimes, holding on to the past gives us strength, but learning to let go allows us to grow. True love and memories live in the heart, not in the things we carry.